Okay, so good morning to everyone. Now, in the yesterday's class, we have seen the adapter class concept. So today we will see about the socket programming. That is another part in the networking, Java networking part. This is very useful. That socket programming, we use the socket programming in Java. So first we will discuss what is the socket programming, and then we will see an example through which we will understand that how we can perform the programming in the socket. So basically socket is what? It is the communication mechanism between the two computers using TCP, transmission control protocol. So in the networking, when I have discussed the Java networking, in that time I have said that the two protocols we mainly used. Now, what are the two protocols? One is TCP and another one is UDP. One is transmission control protocol and another one is the user datagram protocol. Now, basically, we always prefer the transmission control protocol because it is reliable and connection oriented. But UDP is what? User datagram protocol. That is what? Connection less and less reliable. So always we prefer to be doing the programming in the TCP, using the TCP. So socket is basically what? It is the communication mechanism. It is the communication mechanism between the two computers using transmission control protocol. Now we will see the block diagram of that. You see in this block diagram, basically we as a user, or we can say as a client, we are the clients. Now basically what we do, the basic thing we do when we search anything, like you want to search in a web page that using the search engine, then as a client or as a user, what you do, only write the URL there, and there is a protocol present, that is the hypertext transfer protocol. That protocol do what? It, the request you have sent to when that open that web page, this request will be go to the server side. Now in the server side, there will be what? All the URLs are collected and stored there in the server side. So if that is matched, it will see that if this is matched, then the acknowledgement will came to your side. Yes, the page you want to open, that page open in front of you. That means you as a user or a client, what you do, you send any request using the URL, and there is the protocol HTTP hypertext transfer protocol that service your request, means that take your request to the server side. In the server side, there is list of like this present, URLs are present, and there it will be checked that this is available or not. If that available, then server will send the acknowledgement of your request, and you, what you as a user or a client, you will see that the page is open to your site. This is the thing that is happening. So same as that, that means there, it is an example I have given using one user, that you is a one user, but like you, there is also many users present, and they are doing what? They are searching or they are sending requests to the server. So that means the number of clients will be n number of clients present. It is not that there will be n number of clients present, but there is a single server. In that server, the request will go. So that is why you see here we have used client. This is also client, and this is what? This is the server. This is the server in this. So basically, let's explain this block diagram, what this performs. Now, suppose the client, suppose there is the client, that client wants to establish a connection with the server. The client or user that we want to establish connection with the server. Then what we will do? There will be certain incoming connection from client to server, because we have said that there is a single server and many clients. There are the many clients which they are doing, they are sending request, to the server. This, I want this page, I want another one saying this page. So everyone is sending requests to the server. So number of clients they are present, they are sending requests to the server. So that's why it is said that there are certain incoming connection from client to server. Now the work will be what? In the server side, in the server, there we will create a server socket object. An object will be created, and that object name is server socket object. That object will be created in the server side. There are certain socket present which communicates via the server socket. In the server side, there will be the server socket object. It will be created, and inside of it, there are number of socket present, number of server socket present. That will make the communication. That will make the communication via the server socket. There will be in this server socket, there will be number of sockets present. Now how they will communicate? They will communicate using the server socket, using that. Now means that the server application socket, that it is the server. So server socket will communicate with the help of server socket. So all the server applications there are will communicate using this server socket object which we created. Using that, they will communicate. Now, and client will do what? How the client will make this? Client will do what? It will establish connection with this server socket object. With this server socket object, which the server application has created inside it, the client will do what? The client will communicate or establish connection with this server socket object. Now, the client will be required what? The client, as a client, what will be its requirement? The requirement will be the information to make the connection. Because what? Each and every client wants to make the connection, establish connection to the server. Each and everyone will be doing that. So that's why the main thing for a client is what? To know the information, and make the connection. Now, what is the information? What is the information that the client required? The client basically required to need the address of the server. What is the address of the server that is present? This information the client will be required. The port number of the server, it will be required. So client will do what? It will establish a connection to get the information. Or you as a user think what? What do you want from there? That yes, my page should be open. I am sending the request and the page should be open. We as a user always think that. So that is what, same thing that you as a user or as a client, what we want to do from a server, what we want that certain connection should be made, and the required information I want, that required information I will get. Only this. So the required information is what? The required information came like the client will needs the address of the server. What is the address there? Then our port number of the server. These things the client wants. And after the client required information, after getting its required information, client will do what? Client will create its own socket. Client will create its own socket that communicates with the server socket. That will what? That will communicate the server socket. So after establishing connection, it will do what? After establishes connection, the required information it will get, and after getting the required information in the client side, what will happen in the client side? The client socket, the client will create its own socket, and using that socket, now after, what will happen after creation of the client side socket? The communication will go on, the communication will be go on using the client socket, using that client socket that will communicate with the server socket. Now client have already created its own socket, and in the server side there is a server socket present. So this client socket will communicate with the server socket, and then the server socket will further communicates with their internal server application. So this is the process. So this is the process of the, or we can say the client architecture of the socket programming. That first there will be the server, in the server side the server socket object will be created, client send the request, and after the request will be granted, it will be established connection, and client will do what? Client will get its own, it will get its own requirement information like server address, port number, and after getting that, client will do what? It will create its own socket object. Now after creation of this own socket object, it will do what? It will, after the communication will go on using that, means from client socket it will communicate with the server socket, and the internal from the server socket will communicate with the internal sockets that are present, with that it will communicates. So this is what, this is the architecture of the socket programming. Okay, so now we will see the establishing the TCP connection, the establishing the TCP connection using socket, how it will do. These things I will step by step explain. That first, server will do what? First you see, server will instantiate, means server will do instantiate. That means it will create the server socket object. The block diagram we have seen. So first what will happen? The server will create the server socket object inside this, inside it. Sorry. Now with the help of port number, with the help of port number, it will create the server socket object. The server socket object will be created, but with the help of what? With the help of the port number. And client, or as a user, you, it will connect with the socket object. Now how this, we already seen that it will connect to the server socket object, but how it will connect? It will connect using the port number. The port number, using that it will connect to the server socket object. So the first step it will happen what? That the server will instantiate the server socket object, and with the help of the port number, so it will be created with the help of the port number. And client, as a client, it will do what? As a client, it will connect with the server socket object using that port number. So this is the first step, it will be done in the steps of the establishing a TCP connection using socket. Then the second step will do what? What will be the second step? The server invokes the accept method. There is a method that is present. That method is, one name of the method is accept. This accept method of the server socket class, this accept method of the server socket class, this method wait until the clients create the socket object, or client tries to establish a connection with the server socket object. That means there will be a method present, that method name is accept. And this accept method is what? This accept method is present in the server socket class. This accept method is present in the server socket class. And this accept method wait until the clients create the socket object. So that is what I am saying, that client, it will do what? It will wait. Now how much time it will wait? Till the client creates its own socket, or the client create the socket object, or clients try to establish connection with the server socket object. So this accept method will have to wait till the connection is made with the client to the server socket object. It has to wait. Then what will happen? Then the client, after making the connection, what will happen? Client needs the information. That is what I have discussed, that client needs some information. Now what is that information? The information is the server port number, the server name. That is what it is. The client will then from the socket object, so connection is made. So from there, with that socket object, the client needs the server name and the port number. So as an example, this is what this port number I have mentioned. This is not any port number, but as an example I have mentioned 6666. So this is what, this is an example I have taken. So suppose, considering that this 6666 is the port number to send as the server socket object port number. So server socket object port number, we are considering this 6666. Okay, so this is an example. This is not the port number. There can be anything, but we are considering this example as a port number. So 46, the port number is the 46. Okay, so this is what, this is the main thing in the server socket object programming. We do this. Okay, till now it is clear. It is clear to everyone till now. What is the working?
सर क्लाइंट सॉकेट कैसे बनता है सर?
क्लाइंट सॉकेट देखो, अब फर्स्ट स्टेप बाय स्टेप अगर हम देखें तो देखो, फर्स्ट क्या होगा? क्लाइंट, और तुम सोचो एज ए, तुम मानो कि तुम यूजर हो। तुम यूजर में क्या हो? तुम यूजर जब होते हो तब तुम एक रिक्वेस्ट सेंड करते हो सर्वर साइड, ठीक है? तो तुम रिक्वेस्ट तो सेंड कर दिए, उसके बाद क्या हो रहा है तुम्हारा तो हेडेक नहीं है। मगर सर्वर में क्या है? सर्वर जो है, सर्वर अपना एक ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करते हैं, सर्वर सॉकेट ऑब्जेक्ट। तो अब क्या है, उस सर्वर सॉकेट ऑब्जेक्ट से क्या है, क्लाइंट कनेक्शन एस्टेब्लिश करने चाहेगा। तो अब क्या है, क्लाइंट एस्टेब्लिश करने के टाइम में क्या इंफॉर्मेशन चाहते हैं, और एज ए यूजर क्या इंफॉर्मेशन चाहते हैं? तुम एज ए यूजर चाहते हो कि हाँ, हम जो वेब पेज ढूंढ रहे हैं वो वेब पेज मुझे एज ए आउटपुट दिखा दे, बस, और कुछ नहीं, तुम और कुछ नहीं चाहते हो। तो सेम एज दैट, हम लोग क्लाइंट जो है, क्लाइंट जो इंफॉर्मेशन लेना चाहते हैं कि कौन सा एड्रेस है, कौन सा पोर्ट नंबर है, ये हम जानना चाहते हैं। तो क्लाइंट क्या होगा, वो जो कनेक्शन एस्टेब्लिश करेगा उसके पास रिक्वेस्ट जाएगा सर्वर सॉकेट के पास, सर्वर सॉकेट ऑब्जेक्ट जो क्रिएट किए सर्वर एप्लीकेशन ने, तो उसके पास रिक्वेस्ट जाएगा। और रिक्वेस्ट में क्या होगा, रिक्वेस्ट में वो बोलेगा कि हाँ, मुझे एड्रेस, जो सर्वर एड्रेस जो है, और मेरा जो पोर्ट नंबर है वो मुझे दीजिए। तो अब क्या होगा, जब कनेक्शन एस्टेब्लिश हो जाएगा तब क्या होगा कि सर्वर सॉकेट ऑब्जेक्ट उसको क्या है, क्लाइंट सॉकेट को, जो क्लाइंट सॉकेट नहीं, सॉरी, क्लाइंट को क्या है, क्लाइंट को वो जो रिक्वायर्ड इंफॉर्मेशन है वो रिक्वायर्ड इंफॉर्मेशन सेंड कर देगा जो जानना चाह रहा है। तो अब क्या है, जब उसके पास, क्लाइंट के पास रिक्वायर्ड इंफॉर्मेशन चला आएगा तो क्लाइंट क्या करेगा, खुद और एक सॉकेट बना लेगा, उसका नाम है क्लाइंट सॉकेट। तो क्लाइंट क्या होगा, क्लाइंट एस्टेब्लिश करेगा सॉकेट को, तो क्लाइंट सॉकेट ऐसे क्रिएट होता है। और फिर क्लाइंट सॉकेट क्रिएट होने के बाद क्या है, अब कनेक्शन क्लाइंट सॉकेट टू सर्वर सॉकेट, इसके बीच में कनेक्शन तैयार हो जाएगा। तो अब क्या है कि जो इंफॉर्मेशन लेना है या जो भी है वो क्लाइंट सॉकेट टू सर्वर सॉकेट के वाया होगा। और सर्वर सॉकेट के अंदर भी क्या है, बहुत सारा सॉकेट्स है, तो उसमें भी बहुत सारा सॉकेट्स प्रेजेंट है। तो उसके अंदर क्या होगा, जो जो जितना सॉकेट्स प्रेजेंट है, जो इंटरनली क्या होगा, कम्युनिकेट करेगा। तो यही है टोटल जो ब्लॉक डायग्राम हम यही करना चाहते हैं, ठीक है।
यस सर।
Okay. Now we will see an example. So now when we have to write, and the fourth step is basically the connection which is made attempt by the client to connect. That means the connection will be as total, the connection will be communication will occur. That is the final step. Now basically to do the server socket programming, we have to use two Java codes. Now, why we have to use two Java codes? Because we have to code for the server side. We have to code for the our client side also. So that's why two Java codes we have to use. Now, first I will show you that basically in this program, with this program, we want to see that any information that is sending, that the server which we are creating, that server, any information that is sending will be read into the our server side. As a client which we are sending in the server side, we want to see that. This is the main programming example I have taken. So first one, we are doing the socket server Java code. That means the server side programming I am doing first. So now you see, first, this is what this our package we have used, import java.io.star. Already in the URL connection class, we have already used this package. So everyone know that, because inside of this java.io package, all the classes that are present, that will be used for any reading the message. So here we are passing any information or passing some message from client to server, and in the server side we want to open that message and read it. So that means any class we require of the for reading the message that are predefined. So that's why what we have to do, we have to import java.io package, because inside that package all the classes that are present will do that. So that's why we have imported this import java.io package, because we want to reading the message, we want to use this java.io package, because inside this the input data stream class, all of this present, this input data stream class we basically use for reading the message. So that's why we have to import this package. And after that, you see, we have used import java.net package. Now doing any networking programming, we have to use this for making the connection. For making or establishing the connection, we have to use this package, because all the classes that are present inside this java.net package, it will be do that. So that's why we have import java.net package, and inside of this all the classes will be imported in our program. Now we are declaring a class. That class name is the EC server. So this is what, this is the class name, EC server class name. Now inside of it, you see the main method has been declared, public static void main string args, and we are, after that we are using throws exception. That means the statement which we will write inside this public static void main, that statement can throw exception. So you can write like this throws exception, or you can use the try catch block. It's upon you that how you will use. I am preferring here, I am using the throws exception. So you can also use the try catch block there. So that's why public static void main string args and throws exception. So that means the statement that will be present inside this can throws exception. Now the first thing, step by step we will do. Now remember, first thing the server is creating what? I have already discussed. The first thing the server is creating, if we see this, server instantiate the server socket object, with the help of port number. This thing we have already done here. That first here we are doing what? Creating the server socket object with the help of the port number. Same thing means this 66666 is what we are, this is the port number. So the first thing, if you remember, we already seen that first server instantiate the server socket object with the help of the port number. So these things we have done. Server socket object is created with the help of the port number. This is the port number as a parameter we are sending 666. Then after that, what is the next step? Server invokes the accept method of the server socket class. That is what here, that socket s equal to socket class object equal to ss dot accept. Now ss is what? Object of the server socket class. So object of the server socket class, with that we are calling the accept method. That is what in the second step we already seen. So server invokes the accept method. So that is what this method is used to establish connection with the client. So this method we will use to make the connection or establish the connection with the client. Now after this, you see data input stream. Now this data input stream class, is present in the java.io package, and this class we are using that the input, we already said that we will pass the message, and that message should be what? That message we want to read. Now for any reading the information or reading message, there should be a class present, and that class is what? Data input stream. And that data input stream class is what? It present in the java.io package. So that's why we have used this data input stream class object we have created. And this is what? This is the object we are creating, data input stream. dis is what? Dis is the object of the data input stream class. And as a parameter, you see we have used s.getInput. Now s is what? S is the socket class object. S is what? S is the socket class object. With this socket class object, we are calling the get input stream method. Now that is what this code we are writing. This code we are basically writing for reading the information or reading the message from client to server. That the message that will came as an input stream, that message which will came, this message will be okay. So the thing we are discussing mainly that the code for reading the message from the client. So that is basically we are using what? This is for, we are basically using that the message that we will send from there, the message we will do what? This message will came from the client side, and in the server side we will read that message. So this is what, that's why we are using this.
सर ये एसएस डॉट एक्सेप्ट ये फंक्शन सर क्या करेगा, ये मेथड?
ये इस कनेक्शन को एस्टेब्लिश करेगा। जो है एक्सेप्ट मेथड जो है, हम देखो डिस्कस किए थे जब हम इसका ये किए कि एक्सेप्ट मेथड, दिस मेथड वेट until the clients create the server socket object. or the client tries to establish the connection with the server socket object. Okay, तो accept method क्या है कि ये जो मेथड है ये मेथड मेरा कनेक्शन को एस्टेब्लिश करने के लिए, ठीक है। अब तो कनेक्शन मेरा एस्टेब्लिश हो गया, ठीक है, मगर मैसेज जो है हम तो मैसेज पास करेंगे क्लाइंट साइड से। अब मैसेज जो हम क्लाइंट साइड से पास करेंगे, प्लीज म्यूट योरसेल्फ नीरज, प्लीज म्यूट योरसेल्फ। अब मैसेज जो हम पास करेंगे वो मैसेज को तो मुझे रीड करना है सर्वर साइड में, तो कैसे हम रीड करेंगे वो मैसेज को? वो मैसेज को रीड करने के लिए हम लोगों का जावा में क्या है, प्री डिफाइंड ऐसे क्लासेस है जो मेरा, जैसे वो इनपुट स्ट्रीम जो आ रहा है उसको रीड करने के लिए प्री डिफाइंड क्लासेस है, तो उसका ही बीच में एक क्लास का नेम है डेटा इनपुट स्ट्रीम। ये डेटा इनपुट स्ट्रीम क्या है, इसीलिए हम java.io पैकेज जो है उसको यूज किए थे, क्योंकि उसके अंदर ये डेटा इनपुट स्ट्रीम क्लास प्रेजेंट है। तो हमको तो रीड करना है, तो हमको क्या करना है, उस क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट मुझे क्रिएट करना है, नहीं तो हम उसका फंक्शनैलिटी कैसे यूज करेंगे। तो उसका ऑब्जेक्ट देखो हम क्रिएट किए, मेरा जो क्लास है उसके अंदर ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट किए, और ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करने के बाद देखो हम क्या किए, इसमें स्ट्रिंग str, क्योंकि मेरा जो एक स्ट्रिंग वैल्यू आएगा जो मेरा हम पास कर रहे हैं, वो जो मैसेज हम पास कर रहे हैं वो मैसेज मेरा एक स्ट्रिंग वैल्यू में आएगा। और क्योंकि हम लोग जानते हैं जावा में जो भी होता है वो स्ट्रिंग कॉन्सेप्ट में ही होता है, तो इसीलिए देखो स्ट्रिंग dis क्या है, डेटा इनपुट स्ट्रीम क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट। अब डेटा इनपुट स्ट्रीम क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट यूज करके हम रीड utf बोल के एक मेथड है, दिस रीड utf मेथड इज प्रेजेंट इन द डेटा इनपुट स्ट्रीम क्लास। तो ये मेथड जो है, ये मेथड को अगर मुझे एक्सेस करना है तो हम कैसे एक्सेस करेंगे, मुझे बेसिकली फर्स्ट उसका ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करना होगा, उस क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट मेरा क्लास के अंदर क्रिएट करना होगा, और उस ऑब्जेक्ट के थ्रू क्या है, हम उस क्लास का मेथड को एक्सेस कर सकते हैं। तो इसीलिए देखो dis हम उस ऑब्जेक्ट से क्या है, रीड utf मेथड जो है उसको हम एक्सेस किए, जो मेथड मेरा डेटा इनपुट स्ट्रीम क्लास के अंदर प्रेजेंट। और ये क्या करते हैं, ये रीड utf जो मेथड है, this read utf method basically read the message. Yes, there are many methods present that can read the message, but the difference is what, from the networking perspective, if we see this method we use, read utf method we use as a networking perspective, and which will present in the data input stream class. So if any such message and you want to pass the message and read the message in the networking perspective, this thing we do, then we use this method read utf. Okay, so that's why we call the read utf method with the object of the data input stream class. And after that, what I have said, that the message that it will receive, it will do what, it will print that message. So that's why system.out.println, and inside the str we are storing that, so that means the message will what, the message will be printed, and after the message is printed we do not have anything to do, so that means we will stop the connection or dismiss the connection. The connection first we establish using the accept method. Now after that we already the message we receive, and after receiving the message we do what, after receiving the message we printed that message, and after printing the message all our work has been done. So what we will do, we will terminate the connection. That means the connection which we have made, that connection should be terminated. Now how this will be terminated, the method name is the close method. The method name is what, close method. And using which object we are doing, using the server socket object we are calling the close method. Using the server socket object we have started the connection, and same as that after the work have been completed, using the server socket object we are doing the calling the close method. So it will do what, it will terminate the connection. Our work is done, so now we will terminate the connection. So using the close method and with the server socket object, we will close the connection. This is the programming of in the side of the server. But our programming doesn't end here, because we have only do a part of programming. In the server side programming we have already done, but in the client side also there is a program, because this message has to be to send. Otherwise how we will see that what message it will be passed? So in the server client side, the message passing should be occurred. There is a method present, that method will directly do what? It will make the connection with this read UTF. We will see that in the next class, because today's time is less. So in the client side programming I will not able to discuss today, but there is a part also in the client side. These things should be done in the client side also. Okay, so till now it is clear? समझ में आया सर्वर साइड तक प्रोग्रामिंग जो है? सबका क्लियर है सर्वर साइड तक?
सर नोट्स
हाँ
सर नोट्स दे दीजिएगा ना।
हाँ वो तो हम दे देंगे, मगर हम बोल रहे हैं कि जो हम बोले वो समझ में आया तो?
सर हिंदी में मिक्स करके बताइएगा ना, पूरा क्लियर नहीं पता है।
अच्छा ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्लास से बोलेंगे। ठीक है, ओके, थैंक यू एवरीवन।
The internal portion will remain same.
Remain same. Internal portion, internal syllabus will remain same, which we are earlier discussed. That portion should be there. This will be not in your internal examination. This part will be not your internal examination.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, what is the portion? Please repeat again.
In your internal, the portions will be up till your AWT programming, which we are discussed, that AWT, abstract window toolkit programming. Up till that there will be the in your internal syllabus, and there will not be direct questions. So you will do what in the Java? Basically the programming, some programmings will be given in the 5 marks questions. The programmings will be given, and the programmings which we have